Hello creative ones, it's Michelle here, mixedmediaart.net, and I just wanted to come and play with one of my favourite new things, which is the disc-bound journals. Now I think originally they were used sort of by the planning community to be able to expand and to put pages in and out, but as soon as I saw it, I knew they were going to be perfect for our mixed media junk journal. So let's jump in and I'll share with you how I've been playing with it. So here's one of the ones that I have made earlier. But I've just had so much fun. So the idea is that we have a punch that then puts these special holes in that the discs can fit in. So it is a little bit of an outlay to get started, like anything, you're investing in the tools and then they'll be ready to keep on going with us. But I love making journals with it because I can punch, quite a different range of thicknesses. I can then put it together in a junk journal and I can take pages out. Of course, the challenging thing when you're doing journals is that you really can only do one spread at a time because the pages are wet. But with this junk journal, I can come along and I can take out a page, I can do something with it, and then I can put it back in. So the punch puts these little mushroom-shaped holes in, and that then allows them to go onto the disc. Now when I first saw this, I was a bit worried that whether it would be really loose, but again, for this type of junk journal, I'm not too worried. I don't need it bound much tighter. So you can see here some of the things I've put in, some little pages I created. I've got some of the good paper that I wouldn't normally use. I've got, just these little calendar things that I stuck in, bit of watercolor paper with a bit of art journaling on it, so some stenciling, an art by marling image and some washi tape and some doodling, a piece of book paper with again some stenciling and an image, a gel print that I've put something on that I haven't really finished with yet, something else that I've just used up ends of paper with. I've put a little bit of texture paste, or maybe it was gesso on that, and a few splatters. You can see that one's a bit crinkly, but that's okay. Another little bit with some interesting colours, another page I've used, a book page, not sure what I'm going to do with that one. And I just love the feel of the different sizes, the different pages. Here's another one I've done with, I think they were Dina Wakley paints, some rub-ons, art by Marlene stencil, and then this gorgeous Vicky P, and that's from her pink ephemera collection. And that's also just got a little bit of gold marker on it. And you can just see how much fun I've had. Here I've popped one of the Vicky P ones on a tag and created that background so it works together as one piece, but then also it's quite interactive as well. I've got a postcard that I didn't want to throw out that I've popped there. I've got one of these gorgeous big Art by Marlene tags just waiting for something to do. I've got another piece of craft paper here with some volume paste that I've run through a stencil, etc., etc. So you can see how you can get quite a few pages in here. Some are decorated, some are not. But if I was ready to go, I could just simply pull it out and use it somewhere else. So let me add a few pages for you to show you how simple it is. Also, the other thing I've done is that I've got an ebook here by the Creative Dream Incubator, and I can certainly put a link to that with the video. So this has been printed out on A4, and I'll then use the full size of the punch to punch the holes in and then put the discs in. So again, I've put it on slightly thicker card, maybe 200 GSM, and then that's all bound up and ready to go. So it holds it quite steady. I can take the pages out if I want to, but it goes to show that you can use it on sort of full-size books as well as junk journals. So this is the punch. It is quite solid, and like I said, a little bit of investment to get started. Now it's got a middle mark and some other marks. I've also added a few of my own because I noticed when you put the paper in like this, it actually covers up the mark. So I've translated that mark. I've translated that mark onto the top, and then I've also added an A5 point and an A4 point here as well. So it just really helps me. But what I find with junk journaling is I do tend to line it up because, as you can see, my pages aren't really aligned at the bottom, and I sort of don't mind that they have a few. I could always pop an extra disc in there or just move them up and down if I felt like it. So let me show you how it works. I've pulled out a few different bits and pieces. I've got some, I guess that's 6x6 scrapbooking paper. I've got some 7 Gypsies. Goodness knows where I got that from. It's quite old. And I've also got a easily shipping tag. So what we're going to do is pop it in here. And like I said, just moving it around so I get a sense of sort of leveling it up a little bit. push the punch down quite firmly, make sure it's all the way in, and there we go. It is that simple and that easy to punch holes. It really is a well-made punch, and it makes it quite easy. So then all I need to do is just flick it on, like that, and then my page is ready to go. Excellent. Okay, so same thing with the tag, line it up, decide sort of where I want it, push it all the way in, push it down, and there we go. I've then got a tag to add, and I can decide where to put it, but again, I can move it, so it doesn't really matter where I put it. Chuck it in there, and that's ready to go as well. So let me do one more for you. Let's look through some of these pages. Ooh, that's quite an interesting one. Let's play with that one. Goodness knows where that's come from. And so again, popping it in, lining it up, making sure it's all the way in, pressing it firmly, and then I've got another sheet ready to go. So you can see how you can throw junk journals together really quickly with this method. Of course, we love our pamphlet binding for things that we want bound, but really for junk journaling, I find this so useful. Like I said, if I wanted to add some paint to that, I could quite easily pull it out, add some paint onto it, and then come and put it back in when it was ready to go. Some of the other things I've done, where was that? Of course, that's the problem with these things. We always have trouble finding the pages. Here's one where I've taken a 12-inch page and folded it over, so then it will actually become a little fold out. So that was quite fun. So there are also 3 different main size discs. There's small, the mini, what they call the mini, the medium, which is what I've got here, and then the expander discs. So again, really used in the planning group when you're trying to get a whole year in, but there's a whole heap of those. And then there's this brand as well, Day to Day, and they came with a sort of an in-between size for those. And this one also has sparkles in it. You know, who doesn't love sparkles? So they come in gold. You can also get aluminium ones. And then also you can get your bulk pack as well. So this comes in small, medium and expander. And there you've got a whole set of different colors as well. So you can interchange them. These have little hearts in them. So you can put some fiber or some charms off the side of your junk journal and generally just have so much fun. So if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments. I would love to see what you do with your disc binder and your junk journal. I think they're such a perfect way of making a simple book, you know, whether it's for the kids to have a play in or whether you're a bit more serious of a junk journaler. And it's just such a great way to throw that together. So I hope you've enjoyed that run through of the disc bound. Like I said, the punch is a little bit of investment to get started, but it really is well made. It'll take up to about 300 GSM, so enough for you to create a cover as well. And then you can I just had so much fun going through all my different papers, some scrapbooking papers, some things I'd made, some things I kept and didn't know what to do with, punching holes in them and chucking it together in that junk journal. And it just has such a feel. You can add things in, you can take it out. You don't have to commit. You can always be changing it. So I'll put the links to all this stuff in our shop below. Visit mixmediaart.net for more tutorials to see what's going on, and I really look forward to catching up with you soon. So this is Michelle signing off. I hope you have a crafty day.